Good morning. It is, what is today? May the, either the 19th or the 20th. I'll have to double check. I, anyway, I have 5 more days to go as a special ed teacher. I will be ending a 30-year career on June 1st. I've gotten questions. People want to know, when did I know it was time to retire? Well, I'm a numbers person. I always loved working in numbers. And when the numbers were in my favor, I knew it was time to retire. I'm a teacher in California, so I'm under the CalSTRS, California Teachers Retirement System. And what's great about CalSTRS is that on their website, they have a lot of webinars and handbooks that are available to members. You can download it, you can attend. So I would say for the last 5 years, I would attend like one webinar at least every other month about retirement. I downloaded the members handbook to study retirement to see exactly what I would get. So I knew that once I got to 30 plus years and at the age of 62, I would get the highest age factor, which is 2.4%. And the way the California system works is that you take the age factor, like I said, I would get 2.4 with 30 or more years at 62, and you times it by the number of years you worked. So I worked 30 years, but this is what I did. About 10 years ago, when they still allowed the practice, I bought 5 years. It was called airtime. Just out of the blue, you could buy 5 years. And apparently that went on for a long time until the governor stopped the practice about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, because he realized that was crazy, allowing people to buy years. So the most you could buy at the time was 5 years. So I bought 5 years. So when I retire in June, instead of just 30, I'll have 35 years. So you take the 35 years and you times it by 2.4, which is the highest age factor. That gives me 84% of my highest salary that I'm going to get. Plus, California has a two-part retirement. The first one is a defined benefit, the regular pension with the 2.4%. Then they have what's called a defined benefit supplement, which a percentage of your income for everything extra that you've done goes into that. So by the time you retire, you can have a significant amount in that account. You can roll over the lump sum, take it over 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or over your lifetime. So I'm taking mine over my lifetime. And in another video, I'll talk more about the defined benefit supplemental. So taking that over my lifetime, that's another 10%. So I'm looking at 84% and then 10%. And then what happened last year? They repealed WEP, the windfall elimination for Social Security. California teachers do not pay into Social Security. But if you had a job prior to teaching and you got your 40 credit, before they eliminated WEP, you were penalized. But one of the last acts that Joe Biden did, he signed a law overturning that. If you have your 40 credits, you get your full amount. So instead of getting maybe just $300 a month, now I'm going to get my full amount, which will start off like at about $900 a month, starting in September when I'm 63. So I'm very blessed. I will get my first part of my pension, then the second part, the supplemental, and then the third part is Social Security now. So you add those three up, and I'm 100% of my salary, or maybe even a little bit over my salary, and I haven't even discussed or added in my 403 accounts. So at this point, I knew that it was time to retire because I'm pretty much going to get exactly what, a little bit more than what I've been making. So if I can stay home and make what I'm making, I'm good. So when the numbers made sense, that's when I knew it was time to retire. I was never one of those who would just jump up and retire. and then realize, oh no, I retired too soon, and now I have to sub a lot. I have seen teachers do that. They just jump up and retire without investigating, without reading the handbooks or zooming into a webinar. So that wasn't me. I zoomed into a lot of webinars the last 4 or 5 years. And one thing that kept popping up is that they recommend anywhere between 70 to 90% of your pre-retirement income in retirement, so as not to reduce your standard of living. And this can come from multiple sources: your pension, your supplemental if you're in California, Social Security, and even working part-time. Because one thing that's really great about CalSTRS is that they have all the resources there for you, because they don't want their teachers to retire poor, and having to go back to work. So if you know you need between 70 and 90%, you're going to work until you get close to that, or try to. Sometimes there's illness involved and you can't work, and then you can always sub. Because California teachers, they get paid a lot for subbing. I think in my district, retired teachers get paid maybe like $230 a day. I'll have to check on that. And now you can make as much as $80,000 a year subbing, and it does not affect your pension. So in another video, I'll talk about what you should strive for: 70 to 90% of your pre-retirement income, so that you do not reduce your standard of living in retirement. Because the last thing you want to do is retire and then everything has to change. Like, you got to get rid of your cable. You have to, downsize. You have to do this. And I'll talk about moving, because I'm moving. I sold my big house a few years ago, because it was too big for me. It was kind of like the party house. Like, I hosted all the Thanksgivings and the Christmases, but it wasn't something that I wanted to retire to. So I'll talk about making a decision on where you want to retire to. So the videos that are probably going to pop up today are: how much do you need to retire? Looking for a destination for retirement. And I think I'll talk about Social Security later on. Take care. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.